though this game is a game that is particularly decided by supports, like I said, I think the jungle matchup, I think in almost every game that V3 shows up in, the jungle matchup is really what starts to make or break a game. When Boogie is running around the map, putting pressure everywhere, it falls on the other team of how do you answer, and perhaps Pooh has opportunity for some good roams to kind of keep his laners safe, but we'll see how things break out here. As I believe we're still waiting for... We're still waiting for matches to get into picks and bans here. And while we are kind of waiting for matches to get underway here, I do want to take a little bit of a look back at V3 in the prior weeks, as they were coming off a very, a tougher week last week. They had CGA and Sengoku both as their two matches from last week, and they won both of them. So that's two of the teams immediately behind you that you have a win over. Now, of course, this week you have Hawks Gaming and then you have DFM, so the last of the second place teams still to come. But if this can easily be a week that V3 come in, sweep, and really cement themselves as a contender for finals of the split, and an early on kind of idea to really be throwing out there. I know it's still week 3, but just the way V3 have been playing in the past couple weeks has really kind of stressed how ready they are for this summer split, as we get right into picks and bans. Hawks Gaming starting things off with the Karma ban, while V3 respond with the Syndra. Both very decent options to be banning away right away. The Karma, very just good poke champion, has a lot of flex opportunity, as well as Syndra, also decent flex opportunity between mid and bot, can kind of serve as the Aphelios counter until you decide where you need it to go. While Hawks Gaming banning away Yuumi, Varus soon to follow. Varus not going to be seen very often on the Rift. I believe we did see one, but it was one that there was intention behind it. We were playing for counter picks. I believe that was a DFM game that they let that one through into Axis, who has kind of shaky performances on the Varus. That being said, Graves banned away from Hawks Gaming as V3, their last ban. Can ban away another flex pick if they want to remove Set or things like that. Kassadin, though, is actually going to be taken off the table, and that's sort of an interesting sign, because there's a lot you could draw off of that ban in terms of what comps V3 is not wanting to play into. But drafting up an Aphelios right off the bat, Hawks Gaming going to be picking that one up, and V3 Esports has their response. Ezreal still on the table, Kalista still on the table, if they'd like to draft up either of those. Also, with the recent Senna buffs, we might be seeing that come back into fruition, but we'll see what V3 have ready for the Aphelios' set. A great pick on this B1 pickup. Just a very, offers a lot of flex potential, like we mentioned. Very good opening champion. And locking in the jungler here for Boogie would also be not a bad option, as Boogie definitely one of those players that is very hard to beat out, even if you have a counter. And there it is, the Nidalee. I am excited to see it. Like I mentioned, carry junglers in the hand of Boogie, you're always in for a good time. As Hawks Gaming going to be picking up the Thresh LJL special alongside the Aphelios. Trundle, though, actually going to be locked in. Fair to lock in your jungle matchup right away. Trundle been shown a ton of priority in these past few weeks. Although Hawks Gaming need to be a little bit careful here, as V3 still have a lot of poke options if that is the route they decide to go down. But Kalista going to be locked in on the side of V3 here. Retaining a bit of flex opportunity still with the set. Great pairing alongside Callista, but doesn't need to go down there if you don't want it. While Ornn going to be banned away from V3 here. Now, the Ornn ban is actually one that I think might be telling that V3 want to keep engaged tools out of the side of Hawks Gaming. So if you are Hawks Gaming, I was going to say Zoe likely going to be banned away here. LeBlanc already banned, or LeBlanc also popular ban opportunity. But with Karma and Zoe being banned away, V3 have a little bit of a, have to kind of dig if you want to find more poke opportunities in the mid lane and elsewhere on the map. Now, the other thing that V3 can kind of go for here is pivot into something like Wukong's, or, although banning away the LeBlanc, possibly not going to be their intention, but has options that they can pivot into more of a dive-oriented comp, while Hawks Gaming reading that one out, banning away the Pantheon. So, Hawks Gaming a little bit in tune with the ideas here, and a Galio being picked up by V3 Esports. This is the combo we saw the last time Boogie locked in the Nidalee. We saw Galio and Galio Nidalee, which is so difficult to answer in that mid lane, because you are so susceptible to just eating one Galio combo, and that being that. As far as that, you are just instant gone. You remove any ability for Trundle to really chase you through the jungle when you have a Galio R that is just waiting in the wings. While Hawks Gaming locking in Wukong once again for Aramic, giving him a comfort pick, and looking at Corki for the mid lane. Kind of a run back here for them, but the Vladimir is going to be locked in here, and that is that can... That is a little bit of a scary one when I look at Hawks Gaming, as there are not a whole lot of strong sides of the map for you to be playing on for Hawks Gaming, as the bear comes in for V3 Esports. The first bear of the LJL going to be going up towards the top side there, matching up against the Wukong. And when I look at things, I gotta be a little worried about Hawks Gaming here. This is a comp that can easily go awry if Boogie and Ace are able to assert themselves in the early game. Having a Callista as well means that V3 are here to try and strike that first blow and strike it hard. You want to knock the wind out of Hawks Gaming's sails. And with the aggressive style that V3 kind of have here, it's definitely the comp to do it. Meanwhile, on the side of Hawks Gaming, this is a comp that has a lot of late game threats to it, and that is something that you definitely need to be watching out for when it comes to late game Vladimirs walking in through your comp, late game Wukong's just causing so much of a nuisance to get things done. And then, of course, as everyone's favorite Aphelios is, Aladios coming into that late game will just start shredding anyone that dares step foot in front of him. As we're going to get things started up here, V3 versus Hawks Gaming. We'll see who is going to come out on top. I have to say, I like V3's draft here. Hawks Gaming didn't opt in for a particularly strong side of the map, as well as between top and mid, there's not a lot of gank assists for Trundle. So it can be difficult for him to try to get a gank off. Oh, we have seen some Predator Trundles popping up here and there, so maybe an option they can explore. But it is a testy one, to be sure. And while we get things started up here, thank you all for tuning in. I am Dr. No. I do all of the all of these LJL commentaries for English broadcasts. I'm going to be doing this for the rest of the split, and as well as probably all of next year as well, and uploading all of the VODs to my YouTube, save for week 2. Week 2 did get corrupted, and I was not able to pull off those VODs, but that being said, we'll be continuing forward with all of this week. So if you guys are interested in following along with the LJL in English, you can go ahead and drop me a follow. Way I do things here is I do week 1, I do day 1 here, which is all 4 of the first games, and then I do week 2 tomorrow, which is going to be all of the games 5 through 8. If you guys all want to watch them all live, I do pass things over to another English broadcast team, which, if you're keeping an eye out, will come at the end of the stream. I will be hosting them and tweeting them out. So, if you want to look for that, or when looking for when I'm going to go live next, be sure to follow me on Twitter and on here. That aside, also, one thing I do is for this week in particular, and for weeks to come, be sure to be ready on clips if you guys see any plays that you particularly enjoy. Just a lot of playmaking opportunity coming out that I'm going to be doing a top 5 plays of the week, so if you want the clip that you know, if you're like, that was the one for me, that really sent things in, go ahead and clip it, and when I go through later, I'll be able to find a couple of your guys' remnants and hopefully highlight some of the plays you guys enjoyed. But as we're getting into the match here, traditional runes all the way across, but you can see Boogie is already splitting the map towards this bottom side and emitting so much pressure by splitting the map this direction. Honey doing his best just to kind of use that Severum for healing up in that department. On the bottom side, Hawks Gaming will need to be careful, as we have seen multiple early game dives coming out from V3, and this is a large wave being built up by V3. They might be looking for it, as Boogie's coming in, not quite level 2, but gets flayed away, has Aftershock to keep Pooh safe, as Boogie's going to hop out there. Here comes Tussle just to save the day, as it looks like Boogie is going to be retreating back up towards his blue buff. And that's going to be early summoners burned on the side of Hawks Gaming, and putting their bot lane even further at risk. Summoners burned on Durena, but when it comes to trades of summoner, support for AD is definitely a trade you're willing to take. Now, V3 have kind of their work cut out for them moving forward. Now, Tussle still has a little bit of free reign in the jungle for now, because Boogie's not exactly focusing him as much as he's putting pressure onto this bot lane, returning once more to try and find an opportunity here. No summoners this time. The spear will let him know they're here. Reyna's going to be the one who's going to have to tank this up right away. The target is Honey. The damage is all good. Kalista going to be picking up first blood, as Reyna's just saying, I'll tank it. I'll go down with the ship. Just go for the kill, as Boogie's not going to be able to get out. The turret will knock him down to size, but a double kill over to V3, 2 for 2 overall, but first blood going to Archer, and Boogie picking up a kill as well. Unfortunate that they're able to die. Boogie didn't quite flash out in time. Thought he was going to be able to live that second turret shot. Not quite in that scenario, but that's sort of a fine 2v2, or 2 for 2, if you are V3 Esports. The kills going over to the bot lane, you want to keep the Zephelios down and kick him into the dirt. This is exactly how you do it. As I think Archer actually autoed the turret while looking for the kill onto Pooh. No Rend stacked up here means that he wasn't quite able to finish that one off. Boogie had to come in for that last auto. Ends up costing him his life, but as you can see, he's already looking for invades again. The ward will spot him out for now, but he's looking for more opportunities, and there he goes again, baiting a little bit cheeky is Boogie on this bottom side of the map, while Paz showing the bear power in that top lane. But as long as Boogie continues to kind of split the map in this direction, he can really emit pressure on both the lanes he needs to. While Ace gonna find an opportunity here. There goes the taunt. But no real opportunity. Boogie in a bad position to land a spear. Too many minions in the way on that one. As Tussle's taking a back after realizing his chickens have been taken. Here comes Boogie. Seeing if Hawks Gaming are thinking about overextending. Lane is in a great state for V3 right now. Hawks Gaming have to walk so far up. Will they meet their own demise? They know that Boogie is waiting in the wings. They know that he is just waiting for any opportunity to get a gank off here. Hex flash in. Reyna not going to be able to find anything off of that one, though. Really just kind of a cute play he's not, as he might just wait for the next Hex Flash opportunity. While Boogie is actually going to just turn over to the Drake here. Fair to say that this is just a free objective. Take the pressure. No need to overextend in the turret. While Paz looking for an opportunity. Armic's going to go for the re-engage here, but that's a lot of extra HP coming out from Paz. The W healing might not be enough, though. He will get the E shield. Armic, a little bit too low. Has a full comeback in with the flash E. The Q is not going to do enough damage. Paz might find him here if the stun is good. He will! The bite from the bear will knock down Aramic. A nice solo kill from V3 Esports as Aramic overextends just a little bit before a pause comes out, but Aramic not exactly sure how hard he can scrap with the bear in the top lane. All of that extra HP coming out of the ultimate is really what makes the difference in that kind of a fight, because that's effectively just free stats. That is effectively just, I have all of this extra, HP in the bank that I don't need to worry about, and adds healing for his W when it comes to those extended trades. So you're drawing off of HP that you kind of cheated, or not cheated your way into, that you don't initially have, as well as looking for more healing moving forward. Now, watch this one more time, and Aramic, sort of understandable why he takes his pause, goes very deep here to just get the Q off, takes a turret shot, and Aramic feels empowered to try and find an opportunity. But look at how much damage is just being put into extra HP stats that Paz has. The shield comes in, and he's just able to keep Conqueror up. That W healing is just so much. Paz actually probably didn't need to flash out there, but it's a scary situation to be sure. And he comes back in for the bear bite. And this is sort of an unfortunate time for a pause to come in, where if you're Aramic in the top lane, you're just forced to sit there and think about, totally just botched that 1v1. I probably could have had it if you did a couple things differently, etc., etc. Meanwhile, if you're V3 in the top side, you're feeling pretty happy about things. You're like, yeah, I got a solo kill. I can sit back for a little bit, think about your next few options, and getting to shove the lane after that solo kill. Hopefully force Aramic to burn his teleport in exchange. And you can see here now, Boogie pivoting up towards the top side is now he's going to start collecting up on his own red side there. Not trying to fall too far behind, but possibly can look at turret dives on the upper end of the map here, as well as just regain some knowledge of where Tussle is roaming around. Ace has been kind of forced to play back a little bit. Paz has kind of just been as aggressive as he wants to, but has not been punished, as Tussle has just been trying to keep in pace with Boogie so far this game. But the amount of vision still on the bottom side of the map, Boogie can still easily start putting pressure back down there if he so desires. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, CS staying fairly even, nothing too discrepant there, but V3 Esports are in a fine position to just continue the level of aggression that they have. You don't need to be overly aggressive, but pressure onto these objectives is exactly how you want to keep this game going. Starting up the Rift Herald here right on Vision, but Reyna's already rotated up. It's already too difficult for Hawks Gaming to get here. This is exactly what we were talking about with V3 Esports comp in the draft, was this is a comp that needs to be first to the punch, and you want to knock them down hard. So grabbing up this Rift Herald, likely we'll be putting that up towards the bottom, or up towards the bottom side here, unless Ace can find an opportunity on this mid lane. Dasher should have pool available, but can't quite pool if you're taunted up here. Meanwhile, Ace just kind of waiting him out. Dasher's going to pool immediately. Great dodge on the E there. Missing the knock up there saves him a lot of damage. Meanwhile, on the bottom end of things, Archer doing his best to just try and slowly build a CS lead up onto Hawks Gaming here. Slow going for the most part, but with Ace wandering down here, looks like V3 are looking for an opportunity. Tussle is on this side of the map. A couple pings coming out as Tussle's ready for a counter gank. He's wandering around here. The Callista W will spot him out. Pings do come out as Boogie has still an opportunity at a lane gank here. As the lockup comes in from V3, the Lantern will be able to get him out, and Boogie, for now, will just be able to clear the pink ward for his friendly bot lane. As Ace wandering down here will get found by Tussle, but is in a fine position, not exactly close enough that he's able to get too aggressive. Meanwhile, V3 are just going to cash in on some turret plates. Honey doing his best to try and trade damage over, but this is going to be an early first turret. V3 masterfully done in the bot lane. 2k gold advantage already before we're cresting 11 minutes. This is exactly how you need to play if you want to snowball your early leads. Now, Mountain Drake coming up in about 45. So V3 have their next objective set, but with their bot lane already opened up, you have so much more room to put vision down there. You have so much more safety and security, as well as if a fight goes wrong for Hawks Gaming at this point, that's one less turret of safety that you have and more room that V3 have to try and look for angles, find routing positions, and really set up this side of the map as Boogie looking for a little extra farm before resetting for the Drake. And as you can see, Hawks Gaming rotating their bot lane up towards the top side are not going to opt into a contest. And rightfully so, as this is not exactly a position where Hawks Gaming's comp is very strong. We'll be able to cash in on some turret plates, but Paw's going to be forced to run away here. Has Flash and Ultimate, so isn't exactly too worried. Has a little bit of extra stats. Flash is a hook, and we'll be able to escape there. Possibly should have been leaving a little bit earlier, as a little bit risky. You know that the rest of your team is going to be playing towards the bottom side, but if you lose your Flash, so be it. Says Paz as he's returning back up to the top side. Boogie is going to be on this side of the map just to kind of try and keep him safe. Make sure no dive threats come out from the side of Hawks Gaming. Want to limit the advantage, or limit what you're trading over for this Drake, for all the attention you've been putting bot lane. As for the most part, Hawks Gaming are doing an okay job of weathering the storm. The thing that is suffering, though, is their bot lane here, as Archer is almost onto his first item. Meanwhile, Aphelios still a ways away from that Infinity Edge. As well as having the bot lane being able to counter jungle away. Now, this is sort of an interesting playstyle where Boogie isn't the one putting pressure on Tussle. He's putting the pressure on the bot lane, then you transfer that into aggression on the jungle, and this is where that sort of jungle level discrepancy might come into effect. But Archer and Arena sneaking around here. They see Aramik. Opportunity presents itself as he face checks right into them. They're going to be keeping forward here onto Aramik. He has all R to knock up, but there is just no time. The lockup time from Reyna is all that is needed. Aramik not going to burn any summoners. Knows that's kind of forfeit at that point. As V3 find themselves a cheeky little kill waiting in the wings there. And this is sort of what I was talking about, is V3 are just so much stronger early on, and without a strong side of the map for Hawks Gaming to rely on, this snowball is going to be hard to kind of battle back. Fortunately, you do have Honey in the top side who will be able to grab up a number of turret plates, and you're hoping to get him online soon. But it's a testy one, to be sure. Now, as we're kind of continuing into this one, that is 2 turrets down on the bottom side. Now, unlock Archer and Reyna, move them around the map, see what you can come up with, as there's no more turrets left to take on the bottom side, except for, of course, inhibitor turrets, but a little bit harder to take those. Herald is up on the top side. You have more turrets on the top side, and I do believe that, yeah, Paz was able to hold on to that top side turret, so all of the attention that Hawks Gaming wants to give to the top side is now going to be right into the front lines of V3. And that's not exactly a fight that they can take, as Reyna gonna get hooked up here. The pillar will... Oh, I was gonna say, the pillar might have trapped him against the wall there, but is able to escape nonetheless. Paz rotating down to match them, but teleports available on both of them. No real teleport opportunities for Armic there. But Boogie's wandering up here. They might be looking to start things up. A great spear to just land onto Honey. Little extra HP for him to work with. As Boogie is just wandering forward, as aggressive as he really wants to be. Archer up towards the top side means that V3 can't exactly start this up because there's no guarantee of safety for their AD right now. But Archer's gonna have to be a little careful. Pings are coming out that they want to look for an opportunity onto him. Well, now V3 continuing to just approach and pour pressure onto this Rift Herald. But now, with Dasher nowhere to be seen, there's an opportunity here. Another chunk onto Pooh. Honey's been able to heal up the damage dealt to him. But as it stands right now, V3 seem to be content to just kind of play this game of cat and mouse until Hawks Gaming eventually relent that this Rift Herald is not something they can fight over. You can see all the laners returning to their normal positions. As Hawks Gaming concede the neutral game to V3 here. That's another Rift Herald that can easily turn into another turret, especially with Honey backing already. But it looks like mid lane is going to be the target here, saving that Rift Herald for the Ocean Drake. Right now, V3 are in a commanding position in terms of tempo. It is all on them to make things happen. And with an Ocean Drake on the menu, V3 definitely have a great opportunity to make things work for them. Kalista not quite able to complete Runaan's, but immediately you can see members beelining over towards that Ocean Drake. Some pings are coming out from the side of Hawks Gaming. They might be looking for a fight here, but Boogie immediately spawning that Rift Herald up into the mid lane. They're going to be trying to rotate down, use that to secure vision and burn down this Drake. Armic will be able to harass the Shelly for a little while, as Boogie going to dodge out on a hook and an Aphelios Q there in one fell swoop, as Archer needs to be a little bit careful where he's wandering here, as he's trying to just clear out the waves for now. Ace rotating around here, seeing if he can find anyone unsuspecting. Tries to clear out a pink ward, limit the amount of vision that Hawks Gaming has, and give them more room to respect a waiting V3 member. Now Armic looking for an opportunity, clearing out that ward will show himself, as I like the way V3 are playing this. They just move as like this three-man unit, while you have Galio waiting in the wings, and you use that to clear out every piece of vision that Hawks Gaming has. Ace can kind of play the flanks for now, because he has ultimate to get in here, while Tussle looking to find a way in. Honey just ate a huge amount of damage. I believe that was even just the spell proc on the trap, but here comes the Aphelios ultimate, finds a lot of Gravitum damage, and here comes the hero's entrance, gonna knock down Armic, and the fight is going the way of V3 here, as Reyna's looking for an opportunity. Boogie goes very low, but Archer's kiting this one backwards. The Hemoplate goes down, but is it enough damage? No! V3 are finding their way around this fight. You have a full health Aphelios, but he's not enough damage. Flash forward, finds the taunt on Apu. Beautiful stuff from Ace as he's looking for more. The spear narrowly missing Honey there will allow V3 to just pressure forward. A beautiful Aphelios Q finds so many members. 3 go down very quickly. From the side of Hawks Gaming, a beautiful turn as V3 get a little bit over eager. Their blinking HP bars were not a factor in their minds as they walk into the loving arms of an Aladios flamethrower that just shredded them down. Over-eagerness is the undoing of V3 Esports. We'll watch this one more time. So the fight starts off with the Moonlight Vigil coming in, multi-man route, and that's Hawks Gaming's go button. You want to start the fight off here. But then, as this fight kind of breaks out, there's just no room for Aphelios to get any meaningful damage out. Reyna flashes backwards, and they're able to just take their time with the Wukong and the Vladimir. Beautiful flash forward as Ace starts to look for more. All of V3 have such low HP bars, and this Aphelios Q just does so much damage, and at that point, Hawks Gaming have just found their turn from what was really just V3 playing way too aggressive into an Aphelios, giving him a huge gold spike as well as getting him over to his Runaans very quickly. Aphelios is now a threat, and one that V3 will need to be careful of if they can't find opportunity onto him, especially after burning Ace's flash. Need to be a little bit careful of that one going forward. And now V3 will be able to knock down this turret, so gold still in their favor for now. As Hawks Gaming also did secure the Ocean Drake, which means they're delaying Soul, and the longer you're keeping V3 away from a Soul, the better, because that's more time to be scaling, more time to be getting your items, and the longer that V3 need to keep their snowball going before it melts in the face of an Aphelios flamethrower, as it nearly did there. Reyna feeling exactly what an Aphelios is, as V3 will be able to secure themselves up a top lane turret most likely if they keep the pressure up there, but here comes Dasher to help secure the wave as Ace is going to be getting away from that one. And now we're sort of entertaining a little bit longer of a lull state. The things that need to kind of pivot and change for this match is V3 need to make sure that they're hitting the correct targets. You saw the Hemoplague damage. It was not that much firsthand. However, recognize that all that damage does add up, and you cannot be just brute forcing your way onto a nearly full health Aphelios when you're running blinking HP bars. As well as now, Aphelios having cleanse up again, they need to be careful that it is not immediately being cleansed away and then trading back a lot of that damage. Meanwhile, Paz did complete his Righteous Glory, so it does make him a fast bear when it comes to running down the members of Hawks Gaming. The unfortunate part is that, sure, you do have the Righteous Glory, but are you going to be able to stand up to Honey and really go toe-to-toe with him? Aphelios known for just shredding melee combatants in the blink of an eye. So Hawks Gaming will need to find a way to keep the Aphelios safe as much as possible, with Ocean Drake spawning up here, 10 seconds to go. Ace has teleport from the unsealed spellbook, so he's okay with just staying in this top lane for now. We'll see what Hawks Gaming are losing from this. And this is sort of a scary position where Aramic is nowhere near the top lane. So all of this gold that they are losing when it comes to this Ocean Drake may come back to bite them. But for now, they're going to make the call to move over onto this Ocean Drake. Tussle looks like he's starting this one up. Boogie has a little bit of position to harass here, forcing Hawks Gaming back immediately. Galio looking for an opportunity. You can see him waiting. Teleport comes in. He's finding a safe position to come in and utilize that hero's entrance. Spears flying as Boogie's just trying to see if he can find anything here. Here comes a suplex. Aramic is going to be the one suplexed in as he finds a great E onto Tussle. That's jungler down as V3 find two. They may have just found themselves a free dragon as Ace is in a little bit deep, but here comes Paz, the bear, flying in with the ultimate as he's now forced to flash over the wall, really just buying a lot of time. But in the wake of that, are V3 able to finish off this Drake? They're a little bit too low, and we've seen this story before. A huge find from Reyna as he goes in there with the E, and immediate capitalization comes out from V3 Esports. They find a clean ace over Hawks Gaming. Beautifully done as pings come out. They're on to the Baron here now. Beautifully fought from V3 Esports. I love watching that kind of a play. You can see the turns back and forth, the engage to re-engage coming out from V3 Esports as they find multiple opportunities to, okay, we're going to look for something here. We're going to back away. You don't overcommit. They learned their lesson when it came to losing 3 to an Aphelios, and they played the fights back beautifully. Love to see that kind of stuff coming out from V3 Esports as we'll watch this one more time. So, eyes go to Boogie as he's just kind of keeping his time, and then Reyna finds Aramik, ults in, and the lockup onto Tussle is exactly what you need to make sure. Jungler's dead, free objective. So they look for a little bit here just to try to cover Ace's escape. As Paz says, I'll take a loss of Flash, we'll keep Ace alive. And then immediately watch Reyna flashing from the bush into 3. Beautifully done. The stun comes in, the taunt to follow up. There is just too much CC as V3 find an astronomical fight at the end of that one. Highlight of the game potentially going over to Reyna as he finds a beautiful fight there, gives them up to soul point and puts them about 7k gold in the lead now. The window for Hawks Gaming to assert themselves back into this one through scaling is slowly being closed out and will only continue to close as V3 can siege down with this Baron now. Honey will, the benefit for Honey here is, of course, with Baron, you are able to pick up a lot of the wave. You're able to pick up just a lot of extra gold. You have decent shred of waves so that you are making sure you're getting all of that gold. The downside is your side lanes, who Aramik and Dasher are not lane clear champions. They are not champions that can stand up to Baron waves, and it's going to start costing them very soon on if they're not able to find something here. But Honey doing his best just to be as Aladios as he can. Meanwhile, Ace shoving in the lanes on the top side. Paz, the one getting most of the work done, is looking just for a lot of turret damage. Just look at the minion damage stacking up here. Now, V3 kind of need to play a little bit careful. Ooh, nice spear land. As opportunity almost there for Archer as he looks for it onto Honey. Not quite able to follow that one all the way through because of exactly what I was going to say, which is V3 does not have a lot of their flashes up. The benefit, Ace's flash, which is very, very important to getting fights started here. But when it comes to the rest of V3's flashes, like the set flash, Nidalee flashing in for a kill, Paz flashing in for a stun, things like that, not being on the table means that V3 will kind of need to play this Baron a little bit more passive. Paz doing what he can to try and open up the turret on this bottom side. As Dasher might be looking for an all-in here onto Ace. Looking for the 1v1 will force out the hero's entrance from Ace there as he'll just ult into the mid lane, finding friends in safe places. While Paz knocks down the inhibitor on the bottom side. Now, mid lane going to be the target here. No more Baron to play around. But if they can knock down an extra turret, that's a little bit of extra gold before we look at this Ocean Drake fight. V3 not going to overcommit here. No, they need to take a back now. Reset, go to the Ocean Drake. Get Ocean Soul. It's going to be the next point of order for V3 here. Meanwhile, on the side of Hawks Gaming, this may be your last opportunity to really find a way into this one. It's about almost a 10k gold differential now, which should mean curtains for the side of Hawks Gaming. You know, this is a hard position to battle back from. The benefit is where your gold is. It's all in on this Aphelios, and that is a character that you can really rely on when it comes to just blowing up any of the side of V3 Esports that dive a little bit too deep and don't have the damage to follow up. Here comes Reyna, Hex flashing in, just posing himself a bit of a threat. As Paz is looming around the bottom side here, trying to see where he can poke his head. to find information on Hawks Gaming. Boogie and the rest of V3 wandering in here, trying to assert as much deep vision as they can. Ocean Drake, 3 seconds to spawn. V3 going to be walking down to that one, but they can play in the river for now, splishing and splashing and waiting for Hawks Gaming to try and take a bath, as this Ocean Drake may go uncontested, as Hawks Gaming say it's just too risky. They can't face check that much vision. They say make the call to hand over the Ocean Drake and try to battle pass. The benefit is Dasher and Honey both already have their heal, or Dasher, Honey, and Aramik actually all have their heal cut already set. So they're not, they will limit the power of the Ocean Soul, but it is a dangerous one. As the rest of V3 walking into the mid lane here, Aramik distracted with bot lane waves for now. Moonlight Vigil's gonna come in, but no roots means no real opportunity coming out from that one. Galio just tossing in a couple Qs. Aramik off the flank here. Archer has opportunity to deal a lot of damage, but so does Honey, as he's going to pull back with the Fate's Call. That's going to be Tussle. Kited out towards the bottom side. Pooh going very low, but here comes a suplex from Reyna. W going to find so much damage. Ace narrowly going to find the W onto Dasher, as Honey's kiting out towards the top side. Finds the 1v1 against Boogie alone in the jungle. But at that point, inside track from V3 already onto the mid lane, as all Dasher and Archer and Ace and Paz need to do is just keep them locked up. They are going to find a kill on a Tussle and just keep Honey busy, while meanwhile the bottom side of things, Archer and Reyna are ending the game. This is GG to V3 Esports, expressing exactly how dominant they are in this series and in this summer split so far. 5-0. They take game 2 of week 3 for the LJL. An exciting game to end on. Thank you all for tuning in. I am Dr. No. If you're looking for more English commentary and coverage of the LJL, be sure to go ahead and leave a follow here. Thank you very much to Andrew Stamps for following. Do really appreciate it. You can follow me here to know when I'm going live. I do day 1 here, which is games 1 through 4, and then I